Alright, then I believe too. And with that, there's only one thing left to say. Let's rev it up!
Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, so I trimmed it down. For those of you that haven't seen the video yet, I did a video with Crystron 60 cards with Paleo. And I wanted to make a budget, more budget one without toads. Because, I mean, they're not as expensive as they were before, but they're still like pretty up there. So getting like a playset can be a little hard. But still, like I was trying to trim it down. And what you really want to do is have the Trish play or the crystrish on their turn as consistent as possible. And that's pretty much it. The Paleo was like the cherry on top. Like, that's pretty much what you want to have, as in a higher ceiling type of aspect. But like, of course you can try. It's because at the end of the day, I got hiccups. At the end of the day, a trishula or the crystron, this one is really devastating on their turn. Like, because if you think about it, it's either like normally you would like top tier. Normally you would go like zoo and they open up like strike, barrier, or ogre. But in your case, you're opening up tuners that synchro on their turn and give you something crazy like a trish on their turn. So you gotta it's pretty much picking your weapon. Like majority of the people, it's much more viable to have a certain answer. Like strike, it doesn't require anything. It just requires just to be set. Whereas like this archetype requires setup, so it's not as there's room for error, there's room for disruption, so it's not ideal. When I compare, like you pick your weapon, either you have your tuner that lets you get into a trish, or you open it with strike to stop a summon, or you open it with ogre to destroy an activation. So it's kind of like that. But like there's you gotta weigh and understand that there's pros and cons to both. And I think understanding that, that's like a fundamental thing to the game itself, because like not many people look into that. Like, okay, let's say this is the breakthrough, right? This specific card does a certain thing, whereas like this tuner does something on its own as well, but it requires setup, whereas this doesn't. You just set it and forget it and just negate it. So it comes down to that. What strategy you want to have, and what do you think is capable? Is it worth playing? Is it worth the risk? Is it worth, like, how devastating is it? And how does it synergize with the entire deck? Because you need that. Otherwise you have bricks. Otherwise you have inconsistencies that can be easily fixed if you actually consider all aspects of the card itself, any card rather. But yeah, like I wanted to make a 40 card build because the other one was 60, like I said, and this is like it's pretty much it's as consistent as it possibly can get, because you have there's 3 Undyne, there's 3 Scrap Recycler, and there's a Mathematician. So that's 7 starter cards, because all you really want to do is have this initial setup at the beginning. Like, this is the setup you want to have. The Trishula play, the Black Rose play, or the crystrish play on their turn. Like, whereas the 60 card version, it doesn't really, it's not really like that. It's more like a grind type of thing, where you do have that initial play, but it's not as consistent, because it's only 40 cards, so that's it's much easier to get to, because it's slimmed down. That's what majority of people play 40 at, before grass was introduced, like max of 42, 43, like around there. But this is pretty much like, that's like the where you want it to be. Hang on, let me put deck list. Alright guys, here's the deck list. Okay, so I trimmed it down to 40. It's just pure Crystron, so you pretty much have your main starter, Math or Scrap or Gen X Undyne, and pretty much the whole thing you want to do is get this to grave somehow, and which is why you have these, and then end up pitching a crystron, float into the little turtle. And the little turtle brings out this, and that already is your Black Rose play, because you'll synchro into Quandax. But the cherry on top is getting to this as well, Cryston Impact, because Cryston Impact will oh my god will get Seed Tree, or it'll get the little turtle back. So that'll give the option to go into either Black Rose, Trishula, or crystrish, and that's pretty devastating. And then that's like your initial first turn board that you want to do to interrupt them and devastate them. Like right now, if you vanish a Ratman, that slows them down. And pretty much any board, pretty much any setup they try to make, you just do that. And if it's like playing as Pele, you just Black Rose them. And that's why you have this like if you really wanted to, you can take these out for strikes and barriers. I think you'll benefit much more. But yeah, these are fairly good. Like these are, you can get these common. It's fairly easy to get, I think. Then max season, it's not much anymore. I think it's a common now. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully it's much easier to build. But thanks for watching.